Welcome back to the 801 Diaries podcast. I'm Abby.
And I'm Emily. How's it going, Abby?
Good. How about you?
Good. It is very early in the morning, so I'm
Yes.
I'm very apologetic for my voice and the way I look because it's early morning right now. I just woke up, but we're
Yes.
here. We're having a
Yes.
good time. What's going on with you?
Um, Nothing much. It's late for me, very late. So it's kind of funny, this time difference. We're still figuring it out, but I mean,
It's
this is how
weird.
it goes. Is one is early in the morning and one's late at night. So,
Yeah.
but it's all good, all good. How was your week?
It's been a good week. I officially moved into my new apartment. That's where I'm at now.
Awesome.
And it's been really fun. It's been fun to get to know my roommate better because I had never met her before we moved in, basically, before we decided to be roommates. So it's really fun to get to know her more and just start to like really get settled in and like just kind of live. So it's really fun.
Good. That's good. What's been your
Yeah. How
favorite
about you?
thing? What's been your favorite thing that happened this week?
That's a good question. I mean, honestly, I think just like finally moving in and like getting a bed. Like I've been sleeping on couches for the past couple weeks, and so it's nice to like have space that's like actually mine. And like kind of, get things again that are mine. And so
That makes
so
sense.
it's fun. But yeah, I'm having a great time. How about you, Abby? What about you?
We went to St. George this weekend as a family, which was a lot of fun. It
It
was
looked like so much
our
fun.
little nephew's first like long term or like long drive. So it was fun. He's so cute. It was fun to be in there. The weather was really nice. It was a little windy, but it usually is down there. But
It
it was
has
really,
been
really
so
nice.
windy.
In
It's been
Finland?
so windy here. Yeah, like I've been shocked. Like I leave work every day and it's just like super windy. I like don't remember it being windy, but
Hmm. Interesting.
it's not hurricane, but it seems like it is.
Yes. But it was really fun. It was good. I took the baby for a couple nights just so they could get some sleep, and he was just so cute. He's just such a sweet little kid. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, how was being on night duty? What was that like?
It was no big deal. This kid slept the entire night. I think they've been dramatic. Just kidding. That's a joke because I think he was just really good for me, but he slept. Well, the first night I didn't have like the bassinet because I didn't want to go into their room to wake him up to get the bassinet.
Hmm.
So I just had him like laying on my bed, like in the middle. So I didn't
Hmm.
sleep at all because I was not about to fall asleep when this kid is just lying in the middle of my bed.
Makes
So
sense.
I didn't sleep at all.
Responsible.
But it's so cute. We watched Harry Potter. We had such a great time.
Yeah,
And then the second night I had the bassinet and he just slept the whole time. So it was no big deal.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. But
That's
he's
really
just
good
so
to hear.
cute that it's
I
worth not
know.
getting any sleep. So
Yeah. Yeah, he's adorable. All the pictures looked so fun. You guys looked like you had a great time. So
yeah, it was a lot of
I'm
fun.
glad he was like good for
Yeah, he was
you.
so good all weekend. He was so, so good all weekend. So it was a lot of
That's
fun.
good. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool, cool. Well, should we get into this week's episode?
sure.
Yeah. So there's a couple of pop culture things that I think Abby you wanted to touch
Yeah, I
on.
wrote down a couple of
Um
things.
yeah, let's go there before we get into the like main topic today.
Okay. So have you heard all about what's going on with Chapel Roan and kind of just
I've
that whole
heard
situation?
I've heard that she like called her fan, not her fans specifically, but like fans scary when they come up and talk to her about her real name. Is that what you're talking about?
Kind of. So she came on TikTok and made a couple of videos talking about how she doesn't want people to come up to her. She doesn't want to take pictures with people. She doesn't want to be acknowledged at all. She's like, people are like stalking my family members and doing all these things. And when you're just kind of walking, it's kind of scary to have someone come up and, kind of be all in your face, asking for pictures, all of these things.
Yeah.
So it's kind of started this discourse online of like, you know, what's appropriate for a celebrity, what, comes with the territory, those kinds of things. So it's been kind of
Hmm.
interesting to to see. because her name isn't Chapel Roan. Chapel Roan is a, persona that she puts on kind of like Lady Gaga.
Right.
So she's like, when I'm on stage, I'm Chapel Roan, but when I'm walking the streets, I'm not. Like I'm not kind of like a Hannah Montana situation without the anonymity. So I
Right.
don't know. It's been interesting because I do see her point. Like people stalking her family members, stalking her, that is so beyond
That's,
okay. Like that is so
yeah.
wild. Like
Yeah.
I don't get how people think that's okay, but I also think it is discouraging for like her 12-year-old fans who want to get a picture with her or like
Yeah.
there is a fine balance and I get that like she doesn't owe anybody anything. She doesn't owe anybody a picture. She doesn't owe anybody a conversation, but at the same time, people are paying her bills. So, like people streaming her music and going to her concerts and all these
Yeah.
things. So, I don't know. I think
Well,
I think she
I
just
think,
rose to fame way too quickly. She went from nobody
yeah.
knowing who she was to being one of the biggest pop stars in the world. I
Yeah.
just don't think she was ready for that level of fame.
Well, I mean, I think like, I don't know. I mean, I think there's just there is an aspect of that that comes with being famous that I think that like it's great that you want to be a normal girl and kind of live your Hannah Montana life, but that's not the reality that she chose. Like she, I think like obviously going to like family members, all that kind of stuff, there is like a level too far that is taken place. But if she has this like, if she like her drag identity as Chapel Roan, but she also like is open about who she is, not when she's in her stage outfit and stage persona. Like you do give up a lot of, there's a trade-off. Like you don't just, I don't know, like I get what she's saying, like people can take it too far, but at the same time, this is something she's been trying to get for years. Like
Hmm.
she's been trying for 10 years to become, like famous. And
Yeah.
I get that it happened quickly, but also this is what she wanted.
Yeah, and I think it's
I don't
unfortunate
know.
that people do take it too far because if people were
Yeah.
respectful about it, then it wouldn't be a big deal. And like it's kind of gone along the same thing with like the Chris Olsen situation. People have kind of been talking about those in the same breath where we give Chapel a little bit more leeway because she's a celebrity where Chris Olsen is a influencer or whatever. So
Yeah.
people are quicker to say just shut up and take it kind of a thing with that because a lot
Yeah.
of the resounding like what's the word I'm looking for? Like the resounding consensus is that Chapel
Mhm.
Roan is fine. Like she has every right to not take pictures with people. Like people have been extremely understanding with that. Um,
Yeah.
whereas like everything Chris Olsen's going through right now,
Oh
while
my
there
gosh.
has been an incredible amount of support because it's
Yeah.
absolutely horrific what he's going through.
Yeah, for
There's a lot
sure.
of people who are like, well, you shouldn't be posting online if you want your privacy or whatever, where his situation has gone so far past privacy that
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. But it's
Yeah,
been
the Chris
interesting.
Olsen thing.
It's been interesting to see the contrast of like a celebrity versus an influencer because a lot of people don't consider influencers celebrities. Um, which is true to an extent. I do think there is a difference,
I think there is a difference, but I think a
but
lot
not in
of the
that way.
like
Not in that way.
I think it's almost worse for influencers because they don't have the typical like celebrity behind them. So then people do assume that they're just more normal or like more
Well,
whatever.
there
And so I think the Chris Olsen thing is beyond wild. Like
Mhm.
his situation is just so sad. Um, but like I think there's some relatability with the influencers, and so people do take it too far because because they're like, oh, they're just like me, they're not famous. But really, when you do look at it, like Chris Olsen has more followers on TikTok than a ton of like big celebrities,
Mhm.
and so I think that like people forget or just choose not to think that they're similar, and so they don't give them the break, even though it's the same. they are similar. Like
Yeah.
the level of celebrity and notoriety is the same or greater with some of these
Yeah.
influencers.
Yeah. Well, I think there is something to be said that us influencers' entire brand and entire celebrity or notability comes from these parasocial relationships, comes from
Yeah.
being like just like everyone else and this relatable person who they can see online. But when they have millions of followers, they're just as recognizable. They're just as, and but
Hmm.
they don't have that same security detail that a celebrity would have, or they don't have the
Yeah.
same um respect or whatever that allows them to be more private people.
Yeah,
So I don't know. It's been interesting to see
for
and
sure.
hear people's opinions on. But
For sure.
but I do think there is an aspect of it. It comes with the territory, and I do think it needs to remain respectful, absolutely. But
Yes.
at some point,
But
there's I think, and I
but
don't think she means it this way, but there is a level of ungratitude that comes with statements like this. Again, when you have a
absolutely.
12-year-old child who
Absolutely.
just, there's a 12-year-old child who just wants a picture because they love your music and
Hmm.
and not that I think she wouldn't be willing to do that. I don't think that was the point of her statement, but it's just, I don't know. I do see where it has rubbed people the wrong way, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I like there is, yeah. I think she needs a little bit of a reality check of where she's at with
Mhm.
life. Like she
But
like I
people
don't
need to
know.
calm
I don't
down.
know. I
People
think
need to
I people do there's responsibility on both ends,
Mhm.
but in the way that she put out her statement, she made it only on other people.
For
When
sure. Yeah.
it's like no, you have a role that you play in this. Like this
Yeah.
is not just the fans coming up and talking to you. You need to understand you are mega famous,
Hmm.
especially this summer. Like this is, that like you are giving up certain like higher levels of privacy. Like that's something that you're giving up. You can still have
Hmm.
your privacy and people need to be respectful of you, but you also need to be respectful of your situation now because she just like her statement just wasn't. I don't think at least.
Yeah. No,
But
that makes sense.
I don't know. But
So I don't know.
what
It's
was the
interesting.
yeah. But what's the next thing that you wanted to talk about?
Okay,
I saw the list,
so
but I don't remember.
next, Sabrina Carpenter's new album came out and it is
Hmm.
incredible. Oh my gosh, it's so, so, so good. It's so good. I love it so much.
Okay.
He's just
Cool.
so incredibly talented. Like she is so incredibly talented as a vocalist and just like as a performer through her songs. She's
Hmm.
so talented. And this album, her last album, Emails I Can't Send, was like a beautiful album. Like incredibly personal, incredibly well written, just a beautiful album. This one
Okay.
is much more fun, much more cheeky, like just it's just like pop after pop, fun songs. I love it. It's so much fun.
Okay.
Um, but this has brought to light the love triangle that everyone didn't pay attention to when it happened of Sabrina Carpenter, Camila Cabello, and Shawn Mendes. And I think this is hilarious because people moved on from this very, very quickly, and it's now been brought up that this was actually a real thing. So, for those of you who
Mm.
don't know, Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes dated for a long time, all throughout quarantine, COVID,
COVID.
and then they broke up. And not too long after Sabrina and Shawn were kind of seen together, doing their thing.
Hmm.
No one really knew what was going on. And then, like, a week later, Shawn and Camilla were back together at Coachella. And
Yeah.
so everyone was kind of like, oh, like, must not have been that serious, whatever, moved on from it. Turns out, I think Sabrina was a little bit more salty about it than people originally thought. And
Okay.
Camilla, people are kind of noticing some weird, like, similarities, some weird coincidences, one could say, where it kind of
Hmm.
seems like Camilla's a little obsessed with Sabrina Carpenter. Just
Really?
in, she dyed her hair blonde, she got the bangs.
Oh
Her
yeah.
whole like aesthetic now kind of is mimicking Sabrina Carpenter. There's pictures that are extremely similar. It's just really, really funny to see
Interesting.
that this album has brought up all of this kind of old drama.
Okay.
But everyone's like, really, all of this over Shawn Mendes? Like, are we looking at the same person?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think he's gotten much better at this particular point in time. Something was going
right.
on. He was not looking his best.
Oh, at this time, I thought you meant now.
No, no, no.
I
Now
was
he
like,
looks
now,
now he looks good. He's
now he's good. But I do understand at that time.
at that time, yeah.
Yeah, here's the deal. That whole triangle between Sean, Camilla, and Sabrina is a triangle of people that like. I like Sabrina the most out of all of them, but for some reason I just like can't be fully on board with Sabrina. Controversial hot take. I just have not been able to like get fully behind her. I don't know. And so the whole thing, it's like I think Sabrina's really cute, and it's like Shawn Mendes, and also I hate Camila Cabello. Like she drives me up a wall. So to me, I just look at that and I'm like, man, why are we fighting over this? This is so weird. Like I don't know. I don't know. Like Sabrina, I like the most, but I just don't like any of them very much. Like I've never gotten on the Shawn Mendes train. Like because I think his first music like came out while I was on my mission, so I missed all the like beginning of Shawn Mendes or something. And so I don't really know much about him. And then Camila Cabello just drives me bonkers. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm not a huge Camilla fan. I do like Shawn Mendes. I think he has some good music, and I really like Sabrina. But it's funny because
Mhm.
Sabrina came out with a music video for one of her songs on the new album,
Yeah.
and Jenna Ortega stars in it as well. And I don't know if it's how they styled her, because I've never thought her and Camilla look similar, but they look awfully similar in this video. It's really
Did
funny.
they?
And it is a wild music video. I was not ready for it at all. They
Hmm.
like took scenes from like recreated scenes from all these like horror movies, like slasher movies kind of. And so it was kind of wild,
What the
but
heck?
it was really, really good. But it's just been kind of
Okay.
funny to see. But it's been
Interesting.
fun.
Cool.
Next, or this is the last thing I had, but another
Okay.
heartbreaking story. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are getting a divorce.
I don't know if I'm gonna recover from this.
I have to say, my heart is broken. I don't believe in love anymore. And
Not at
I just
all.
really don't
It's
think I'll
over.
recover from this. I didn't see this coming at all. It really
I
came out of the blue when she made her whole movie and album and documentary about how much they love each other and
the greatest love story never told.
they couldn't stand to be in the same room as each other. I didn't see this
I
coming.
thought they were gonna make it.
I thought they were going to be together
I had,
forever.
I really thought Bennifer was gonna go the distance this time.
Yes.
He got that ring, he got her green diamond engagement ring, like embedded with like that he'll always be there. And, I just really thought that that was it. And I thought her putting on blast their personal love letters to each other,
After he
even when
said he wanted to keep it private.
that really felt like it was going to go the distance. It
Yep.
just really,
I could feel the love for sure.
yeah, it really felt like there was a lot of love between the two of them.
hmm
So,
So the greatest love story never told is now over, and it was also told. So
so,
very upsetting.
she did lose $20 million on that. So
No, no,
the things
no.
you do for love.
Amazon eventually bought it, so it all worked out.
Oh, that's good. Because, the things you do for love, produce a
So
$20
funny.
million movie on your own because no one will be a part of it.
Yeah. Weird movie too. Not even a good movie.
No, so weird. But
But yeah, so R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Bennifer.
Bennifer.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
Bennifer.
exactly. Okay, so let's get into like the main topic of today's episode. This week on our stories, and like as we mentioned last week, we are doing a like episode all about the move and my move. And so we asked for like questions that you guys have about it. And so there were a lot of responses, and so we kind of like so there we're just kind of gonna go through it all. I have them all written out. Um, a lot of them are for me. There's a bunch for Abby too, to give her perspective on the move, just because there's a lot of a lot of things. But one thing I will say that you guys did not do this week. You guys didn't hold Abby's butt to the fire
Oh my
to
gosh,
make
I
clips.
forgot. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Oh no. This episode, there will be clips. I promise.
We can hope. But
Whoopsies, that's my bad.
no, I just thought it was funny. I just
That
wanted to
is
say
funny. I
something
actually
about
really
it
did forget about that.
because it just made me laugh. So, but yeah, so let's dive into these questions, I guess. And I like they kind of go through like the whole timeline of everything. So I think it'll be a good way to explain it. But before we do, I do have a note on here. We have officially had a listen to the podcast on every single continent in the world,
Heck
minus
yes.
Antarctica.
That
We
is
have
so
made
every
it.
inhabited continent in this world, someone has listened to our podcast, and that is so exciting. And we are so
Amazing.
grateful for every single one of you. We love you so much.
We love it.
Heart
So yeah,
hands.
we just heart hands, love, heart eyes emojis. We just love you guys. And so I really wanted to mention that because this is a big deal.
This is a very big
All of
deal.
the inhabited continents have listened to our podcast.
We made it.
So we made it. So that's that. Yeah, so that I just wanted to put that out there. But okay, let's see. So like the first couple of questions about this are like why did I move and like why did I pick Finland over like going anywhere else in the world or like especially somewhere in the US? Why was like my like idea to be like, oh, I'm gonna move 5,000 miles away. Like that sounds fun. But so the kind of the whys behind a lot of that is I love Finland. I lived here before. I have so many friends here. And it just made sense. Like I don't know. I don't know about Abby, but I don't know if there's like a place. Is there a place that you would move like on your own? Like if
Hawaii.
you were just like thinking about where you'd go. Hawaii, you
Hawaii.
go to
I would move to
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Okay, yeah. So it's kind of the same thing of just like I wouldn't really go anywhere else, I feel like. Like I don't know, I have established community and I like have something like that, so it made sense. Like Finland out of anywhere made the most sense, I feel like. Would you say so for me?
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
if I was
For
moving
sure.
anywhere.
For sure.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then so why did I move? I don't really know. That's a question I've actually gotten from tons of people since I've been here. It's like, why did you move? What's the thing? I'm like, I just moved. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to. I was kind of getting the itch to go somewhere, and so now we're here. And I'm like looking around, like, yeah, I'm in Finland. That's kind of crazy, but so yeah. So those are some of the questions. One thing I wanted to ask you, Abby, is let's see, sorry. Um, how did you feel? How did you feel when I told you I was moving? Like what was your thoughts when I was like the kind of like last year? Because it's been about 10 months now since I decided to move. So like what were your initial thoughts behind it?
I wasn't surprised. I mean, you've talked about this forever, literally forever. So I was like, yeah, it makes sense. I wasn't surprised at
Yeah.
all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Some other questions that we had were like, what has been the hardest thing about moving? And that was directed at both of us. So, Abby, for you, what's been the hardest part of like me moving? Like either before I moved, after, now, like what's been the hardest aspect of the move for you?
I don't know. I wouldn't say any of it's really been like hard. I think it's been weird not having you around for sure,
Yeah,
but it's all good, you know?
yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Um, yeah, no, I would say like for me, the hardest part has been like just not having like you guys as like the family like as accessible. Like because like we were talking about at the beginning of this, like it is 7 a.m. for me and it's 10 p.m. for you. And this is how we have to film the podcast because like the time zone is so weird. And so I think that's been the hardest part is just like trying to figure that out because it's so different. I
That
don't
makes
know.
sense. Yeah, no, that
I
makes
don't
sense. It's definitely, you have to time it right. That's for sure. Because a lot of the
know.
time I'm awake,
Yeah.
you're not.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, especially for us, like the two of us, it's hard because I work when you're going to bed. Like I start work literally at midnight for you. And then like when I get off work, you're just getting to work basically. And so you, like that whole time that I'm awake while you're at work, like we can't talk a ton because you're at work. So
Hmm.
it's really, I don't know. I feel like that's just been the hardest part of it all is like trying to figure out the timing, I think
Yeah, for sure.
has been hard for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Okay, this was a really funny one and not a funny one, a good one, but made me chuckle. Um the question is, and I just need you guys to guess who sent this one in because it's very obvious when I read the question, okay? The question is, how much do you miss your dad?
Oh, Timo.
Oh, Timo. The answer is a lot. I miss everybody a lot, but it was very sweet. It was a very sweet
That's cute. We love Timo.
question. We love him. Okay. Another question. This is one that I've gotten and I can't really answer. So I need you to answer, Abby, because I need a better answer to give to people. The question is, how does your family feel about about you moving? And I don't know because I like everybody's been very nice about it, but what are like the actual thoughts of me moving in the fam?
I think it was just like a really natural thing. Like, none of us, like, genuinely, none of us were surprised, even in the slightest, that this was something you wanted to do. So, like, we've been sad, like, we've missed you, all the normal things, but like, we also think this is just going to be really good for you. So, we're just really excited too. So, I don't know. Like, it's just, I feel like if you said, I'm moving to Tokyo, it would have been a lot harder or a lot weirder or something. It
Yeah.
just feels so natural that I don't know.
Hmm.
But like, of course, we're sad and like normal things. We miss you, all of those things. But I don't know. It just felt like the next obvious step for you to take, you know?
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Thank you. Because I like people have asked and I don't know how to respond. So that was selfishly something I put in the questions because I wanted to know myself. Let's see. So okay, so some questions we did get is like what was the moving process like? Like moving across the world because that's kind of crazy. So for me, the moving process was chaotic. I think Abby can attest. There was a lot of chaos in the move, especially like as I was actually moving. Um, but I mean, there was just a lot of stuff, and there's still stuff that like I'm dealing with now that I'm here that I didn't even think about before. And so,
Like what?
you know, the like, well, first, like getting a visa is one thing because I feel like when you move, you know, if you move in the US or whatever, you don't have to worry about legally can I live here? Can I work? Can I do all this kind of stuff? How am I going to deal with like health insurance and, you know, like that kind of stuff? Like that those are things that like I feel like I knew about, but I didn't really think too much about, you know. And now that I'm here, like getting a new bank account, having to get a Finnish bank account is something the way Finland does taxes is different. So you have to be like, you have to have your tax cards and like that's interesting. Like, just stuff like that. Like, I feel like I was vaguely aware of some of it, but it's just been interesting having to like
A lot of the more logistical
deal.
things.
Yeah, logistical things, there's just so much more than I kind of expected. But then like even, one of the questions is like, what did I do with all my stuff? Like, like that was something that was weird
I'll
because
tell
you
you what she did
move.
with it. She left it. She left it for me to clean up. She left it for
Yeah,
me to clean up. It's a
I
great
know.
big
I'm
pile in
sorry.
her room.
Yes, just for you. Um, no, so but like, like when you move, you just pack up a moving van and you go. But this was like, no, I had to decide, what do I want to keep? What do I want to donate? Do I want to put it into storage? Do I like sell my furniture? Do I sell my car because I'm like forever away? Like, I ended up not I ended up just moving with suitcases, basically just full of clothes. That was the majority of it. And when I'm going back for Christmas, so like at Christmas I'll pack up a lot more and bring it back to Finland and that kind of stuff and whatever. But it's just like, I don't know, logistically there's just so many things that I didn't think of. I don't know. It was
Yeah,
chaos
no, that
leaving,
makes sense.
basically
It was
though.
chaos. That makes sense.
It was wild.
Yeah.
Um Yeah. Okay. So another couple of questions that were similar that I got a couple of different times were like, how long am I going to be here? And like, could I see myself being here for the rest of my life? The answer to the first one, I don't know how long I'm going to be here, quite honestly. I've always, when I decided to move, I told myself I would have like 2 years to like really get involved and like entrenched in Finland and like finish society and whatever. And then I would kind of decide if I wanted to stay in Finland, if I wanted to go back to the US, if I want to go somewhere else. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I picture myself here for the rest of my life? I don't know. Like, yes, I don't know. I don't know. Have I ever told you, like, have I talked to you about it, Abby? Like, when I was kind of deciding if I was going to move or not, like, I was thinking about my life like 30 years down the road. Have I told you this? Have I talked to you about this?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I must have just talked to mom and dad about it. But I don't know. When I was like planning on leaving or whatever, um, I kind of was like picturing, what do I want my life to look like in 30 years? Like, where do I want to be in 30 years, and kind of like use that as a guide of what I'm doing, because who knows what I'm doing, Like, life is chaos, as we've mentioned. Um and like, I just always kind of like pictured myself here, like just living life here, but I don't know for sure, but I think that like I could definitely stay longer. Do you know what I mean? Like I could stay
Yeah, for
for
sure.
sure. Like
Yeah.
I just don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely see you
Um,
there forever, but I can see you coming back too. Like
yeah,
either way, I think makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah, no, I agree. So we'll just play it by ear. I don't know for sure. Um, but okay, Abby, question for you. What has it been like without me there? Like, what's been different? Like, what have you been like, how have you had to like adjust kind of to like me not being there? What's it been like without me?
Um, I mean, it's like I don't know, it hasn't been that weird. Like it's just you're not here. You know what I mean? Like I still do
Hmm.
my normal daily things. I just don't talk to you at night. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like it changed, but like it didn't at the same time because like you just like left. Like my things all stayed the same. You just left. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? So I don't know.
Yeah, no, it does.
So it's been,
You have
I
one
don't
less
know.
person to go on swig runs.
Yeah,
I don't get to
we
go
went
on swig
today.
runs with you anymore. I know. I
PPS,
saw that in
post
your B
Pilates
reels and I was
swig.
like, oh, so
We love
jealous.
swig.
I miss swig so much.
It's so
So
good.
much. And hardly anybody knows about swig here. Nobody knows. So I can't, they're like, what do you miss the most? Like, And I was like, besides my family, I'm like, I miss Swig. And they're like, what is that? And I'm like, you guys.
I will say we go to Swig far less often than we used to when you were here. We do not go very
Really?
often at all.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would go with mom, but I feel like after for the last like month or two, we kind of stopped going like in the evening. We go to
Yeah.
Maverick, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. But like
But
I mean, I go like once-ish a week, maybe. Where for a
yeah,
while there it was quite a bit more than that. So,
I love Swig.
but yeah,
I love
there's a
Swig
lot
and I
less
miss Swig.
dishes because me and Maddie don't cook very often. So it's a lot less dishes to do.
There you
But
go.
but no, it's been good. I
Um,
don't know. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been
Well, that's
chill.
good. Okay, so one of the questions that we got that's kind of just fun, and Abby, you can answer this one too, because you know all about it. But what is like my favorite Finnish food, our favorite Finnish food? Um, I don't know. I kind of just love Finnish food. It's kind of just boring a little bit, but like I kind of love it. I've had a ton of salmon. Had salmon like every day since I've been here. Like that's just really common, like smoked salmon. Um, the karanan pirakas, the little rice things are always so good. Rye bread, lots of rye bread. I don't know. What about you, Abby?
Well, so Finnish food, in my opinion, is kind of the worst, but it's also kind of the best. There's 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 about this much flavor in everything.
Yes.
And as someone who
Yes.
really enjoys flavor, I like a little bit more. So I think it's great for like a week or two, but after that, I need like food with
No,
flavor.
that makes sense.
But
Yeah.
my favorite food is what, Emily? I don't know what it's called. You know what it's called.
What is it?
I don't know. You know what it is though.
Um,
Can you not, do you not know what it is or can you not think of what it's called?
I don't know what it is.
Emily, what is my death row meal?
Oh my gosh, I do know. I am
Apart
so
from Judy's
sorry.
pork chops, what is my death row
Yes.
meal?
Her death row meal is called makara peruna,
There you
which
go.
is which is French fries with makara, which is the Finnish hot dog kind of a thing, cut up with
Oh my gosh.
ketchup and mustard.
This meal, you get it at a little like it's called the Greeley, but it's like a little food truck kind of a thing, but more
It's
permanent.
just a it's just a food
And
stand on the
yeah,
side of the road.
it is incredible. It's French fries with little hot dog chunks on top with
But it
ketchup
ha
and Finnish mustard. Holy cow, it's incredible.
it
Crinkle
has to
cut.
be the crinkle cut fries. It is
Yes.
not good with regular fries.
It's okay. It's fine. It's just not as
It's fine.
good
It
without the
has to
crinkle
be
cut.
crinkle cut though.
I know that sounds horrific. It is so good. It is
So
so good.
good.
It is so good. When
Hmm.
we go to Finland, there's a Greeley in Hämeenlinna that makes the best version, like this, the best that I've ever had. And it
Yep.
is always my goal to go as many times as we can. Last time we only went once and it was really freaking disappointing. But I did get it
You
at the
can't blame us
Tory.
though.
I know. Well, this is what happened. We were full.
You can't
We
blame
had eaten
us.
so much other
We
good
were
food that we couldn't put anything else in our stomachs. However,
we were going to though. We were
we
going to
did. We
though.
drove past it and I said I can't even do it. So it's incredible. It is my
Wait, where
all-time
did you get
favorite
it
food.
at
The
where did you
Tory
get
in
it at the
Helsinki.
Tory?
When you and Adam went and got food and me and Judy went and got food, that's what we
Yeah.
got.
Just one of those little stands.
Yeah. They were not
Was
crinkle
it
cut
good?
fries, but it was delicious. I mean, there's it's hard to mess up, seeing as it is four things,
Right.
but it is delicious.
Am I am I gonna go there for lunch today?
Probably. If you
Probably.
just want to get it, package it up and ship it to me, that would be great. It's incredible. I'm serious. This meal, I like have dreams
It
about
is
it.
so
It's
good.
so good.
It
It's
is
so
so
good.
good.
So, so good.
Yeah, no, I love that.
But yeah, that's my favorite Finnish
Okay.
food
Yeah.
because most
Oh,
of it is not
it's
very good.
yeah.
Well, no,
It's
it's
just
good. It's
they
just
live
boring.
it's it's just boring. They live up it's up really far north, not much grows
And
here. Like
I don't
it's
love fish. I love salmon, but other than that, I don't really love other fishes.
mm,
And a lot of it is fish. And
yeah.
I don't know. Mm. However, that one dish, I will die for that meal.
Yeah. No, it's so good. Like truly. Like one Saturday I had a free Saturday and I'm like, am I gonna take the train to Hamilina for the day, walk to the Greeley, and then come back home? Possibly. I
Yes,
might I
I
might do
think
that
you
one
should
of these first days.
because it's worth it.
Because holy cow, worth the trek up to Hamilina. Um, but yeah, no, so good. Okay, so kind of like the last question, kind of save the best for last, is like, what has been my favorite part of moving, or like what's just been kind of the best part of all this? And I would have to say, hands down, is the people that I've been with. I don't know. I have been so incredibly blessed by so many people while I've been here. Like just people like inviting me to like their birthday parties, and I don't really know them very well, but they're like, oh, she's new, let's invite her. Or after church, people are like, oh, come over for dinner with our family. That'll be so fun, you know. Um, and just like people offering to help me all the time, and like just kind of like grabbing onto me and holding me up and like keeping me going. I honestly think that's been like the coolest, most like magical part of all this is just like people, is just the people and like how great they've been, you know? Like I've like just those like my friends and everything like that. And then even, my aunt, our aunt, she'll call me and just like call to check in and see how I'm doing. She's been like with like getting my bank account and stuff, I needed some help. And so she was like calling me all the time to double check and like helping me with all that. And I think that that's just been like I just have felt so like loved and taken care of, where like you and my family, like all the family and everybody that like I would be around is like forever away. And so to me, that's just been the best part, is just all of the awesome, wonderful people, because there's just so many of them.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
the Finnish people are the best. They are really the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I've just been blown away and just so appreciative and like just lucky to be where I'm at and to have the people around me that I do. Like I can't like voice enough just how cool everybody is and has been. So yeah. But yeah.
Very cool.
Abby, do you have any other thoughts about my move?
I don't think
Any
so.
other Have you heard things from people? What are people saying about it?
Not much. No, I feel like I've been so busy, I haven't even talked to anybody. But people just
I get
asking how
that.
you are. Like she's kind of doing great.
Yeah.
She's kind of loving it. So it's all good.
Yep. It's all good. It's
Yeah.
fun. We're
Yeah.
here. We're doing it. And
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of people can't believe you actually
Yeah.
did it. So, which is
Wait, who
understandable. It's
said
kind of a
so?
crazy thing to do.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I still can't believe that I'm here. Like it's kind of crazy because where I work is in the like city center of Helsinki. Like it is in the coolest spot ever. Um and so sometimes for lunch I'll just go for a walk around the city, and like literally, what day is it? It's Thursday. On Tuesday I was just walking around, and all of a sudden I walked to the Torrey and I was like on the water and I was like, oh my heck, this is like where I live now. Like it was just I just like can't get over the idea that like no, like I'm actually here. I'm not like leaving anytime soon. Like
Hmm.
I am here. Which is wild.
It is wild, kind
I
of
don't know.
crazy, kind of crazy, but very cool,
Kind of
very
crazy, kind of
exciting.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
So it's a good time. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything else, Abby, for today?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
all the questions. We appreciate all of them. You guys really pulled through on there, so solid. Again, this week, hold Abby's butt to the fire.
Yes. I need to do it. I don't know why I just never remember. I just forget. I need to set a reminder in my phone to do
There you
that,
go. There you go.
but
Yeah.
I'll
No,
get
it's
to
all
it.
good.
But I
I
would
just think it's
remember if you
funny.
guys messaged me and said, Abby, where are the
Yeah.
clips? Where are the clips?
Where are the clips? We
That's
haven't
all I
seen any
need.
clips,
Just
Abby.
need some clips.
Clips.
I know.
So, but yeah.
Alrighty.
So
Okay.
yeah, make sure to text us, follow us on socials if you guys want to hear more. Oh my gosh, I didn't even talk about this. This is so funny. This has been one of my favorite parts, and I need to tell everybody. I went climbing trees the other day.
You did go climbing trees.
We went and climbed trees, like me and a bunch of friends. And ever since then, if people find out about it, like if I tell people like, oh, what did you do this weekend? I'm like, oh, I climbed trees with my friends. Everybody just goes, is that an American thing? Because I've never heard of someone over the age of 10 climbing a
Climbing a
tree. And I
tree.
said, I haven't climbed a tree since I was 10. So no, it's not just an American thing to go climb trees all the time. But it was so much fun. We had 5 of us on one tree, like all stacked in a row.
Very
And
impressive.
yeah, no, it was hilarious actually. I loved it so much. So
That's funny.
that has also been a fun highlight is the tree climbing.
There you go.
So there you go. I just needed to tell everybody that because it's so funny.
That is so funny.
So,
Well, on that note,
but
follow us
yeah.
on social, Instagram and TikTok, 801 Diaries Podcast. Subscribe on YouTube
Mhm.
and follow on your streaming service, your preferred streaming service.
Yes.
And if you have any ideas, if you guys want to hear anything, let us know. Send them over. We'll talk about
Yeah.
it.
Send them over. We'll do it. It'll be a good time. So,
I do have
I
an
think that's
exciting
it, guys.
announcement coming maybe soon, so keep that in mind. Oh my gosh, Emily, I
Oh,
forgot. I was going to tell you. This is
okay.
something genuinely probably the funniest thing that has ever happened. But we are in fact too close. It has been too soon. So, in like a year,
What?
I'm gonna tell you the funniest story of all time. But it's too soon
Wait, why can't you tell me now?
because it's too soon. But genuinely, there is one other person in this world who knows this story. Literally, probably I think I peed my pants during it. So,
Wait,
in a
you
in a
can't just
year,
put this on here.
when it's not been too soon, I'm going to tell the funniest story in the whole entire world. And it has to be on the podcast because I need your reaction videotaped. Genuinely the funniest thing that's ever happened.
Wait,
So
I need to know
stay
now.
tuned. No, you're not going to know until probably a year from now. Stay tuned
Abigail,
for the funniest story that's ever happened ever. So
I want to know.
if you know, you know. Genuinely so freaking funny. So stay tuned.
Okay,
So you
sounds
got to keep
good.
coming back because you never know when I'm going to tell it.
There we go. That's a good way to keep him on the hook.
Because genuinely, one of the greatest stories
Okay.
ever. Alrighty.
Well, that sounds
See
good.
you next
Okay.
week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.